next story is out of this world. Thanks to AI, you might soon be able to have a conversation with a dead family member. Here's how it works, according to the Daily Mail. Video is recorded of the person answering a series of questions before they pass, and a digital hologram is created so it feels like the person is speaking to you from the other side at their own funeral. What do you think about the idea of having conversations with the dead?
I'm going to give a quote from the cinematic masterpiece known as Avengers Endgame. And Tony Stark, after, spoiler alert, after Iron Man saves the universe, Tony, in his recording, says to his friends and family, including his daughter Morgan, "I love you 3000." And to me, I would want to hear "I love you 3000" from a loved one, and I would love to "I love you 3000" to my loved ones. I think that is, like, I think about Jacek, who's an introvert, and if something happened to me, he'd be so lonely. And this would help him. I 100%.
Or would it become obsessive? Like, do you worry, like, this is not a good comparison, but I got Jaya a Magic 8 Ball recently. Everyone know what the Magic 8 Ball is?
A little toy? That toy?
You ask a question, yes or no, and for a little period of time, he was kind of obsessed, constantly looking to the Magic 8 Ball as if it was an entity. I mean, it's a ball. So if it was actually somebody for real, I feel like that could, especially for younger people, maybe not for Jacek, but for young people, it could just be the thing that you constantly are going to ask questions, and you're never going to get past that grieving process.
I agree.
I get you, like a Yoda.
Listen, there's good things and bad things.
Can I give another quote from a famous Canadian sage, actually, Keanu Reeves? He was being interviewed not too long ago by Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert asked him, "What do you think happens when we die?" And Keanu paused for a very long time, and then he said, "I think the people who loved us will miss us." And that was so profound to me. That is the only thing the only certainty we know about death, that those left behind will miss those that died. And I think that is the great mystery of life, and I feel very funny messing with it.
But I'll tell you something, it's kind of related. I went to a funeral several years ago of someone who knew he was going to pass. He planned his entire funeral. The playlist, he had ordered the food, he had chosen the photos. The playlist,
great.
Was this, like, Caribbean dream. He said, it's a celebration of life. I want it to be joyous. I know you'll probably be sad, but it's not sad. I know what's happening. I'm having a hand in the funeral. And he's a big golfer. He had signed like hundreds of golf balls, and every person got one. And he said, "Hit this for me." Like, every touch of his was on there. And he reminded us, this is supposed to be a celebration of life, and I hope it reminds you to live your life to the fullest.
That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing, and think about it, it's kind of similar. If someone is being pre-asked questions that you think people will want to hear answers to after you die, and then your hologram plays it, I think everyone knows it's not like voodoo. It's not like they're going to live forever. But in a moment that I think so many people are feeling such acute pain, it might ease the blow a little bit to be, like, reminded of all the wonderful memories of this
I read the story also as being like, you can visit this hologram later on too and ask some questions, almost like, remember the first Superman where Marlon Brando plays Superman's dad?
Yes.
And he goes back and talks to his son throughout his life and gives him sage advice. I think the idea of a funeral being a celebration is incredible, and that's exactly what it is for those of us still here. It shouldn't be a resurrection. Which is how I see it.
Also, right now, if you go on this website, William Shatner, I guess, volunteered himself first. He's still alive, as far as I know.
He's like 90.
He's amazing. But anyway, you go in and you can, like, right now, on this next break, you can ask him a question. So I punched in, who is your... I did. I said, who is your greatest love? And his first answer was something about Mike Tyson, which I was like, that was what I was looking for.
There's glitches still.
There's glitches. Now. It's a different answer each time. So there's something about good storytelling and what you want to know, and there's something about, like, not getting accurate information.
Answers.
And somewhere in there...
That could ruin your relationship with the deceased.
I could see that. I could see that. Early text still, glitches, as you said.
You know where you can get some more all-around great content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with all the laughs and thought-provoking chats you could ask for. So do yourself a favor, like and subscribe now.